Scholars, welcome back to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are live at the Counselor's Office. We are going to be talking about, Nintendo fanboys and Palworld. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Sorry for this week of recording, or day, whatever. We don't have much going on. We're very bare bones for this recordings, but that's okay. I promise. We'll get back to the daily functionality of recording. So here we have Palworld. Palworld launched, and it actually went higher than this. It went around 890 concurrent 24-hour. But we have Bucky, which I'm trying to remember is the head of publishing and communication of Pocket Pair. So they had to say, I promise I'll try not to just be posting Steam numbers every day, but really, thank you so much, gamers. Obviously, we had high expectations for 1.0 internally, but this is staggering. We really hope you are enjoying your time in Palworld again. Thank you. That's right. Palworld is popping off. However, as much as people are talking about Palworld and how people are celebrating it and enjoying it and having a great time, there's a population of losers, degenerates, inhuman scum, ball fondlers. We call them Nintendo fanboys. No. Before people get insulted, I'm not talking about fans of Nintendo. I'm a fan of Nintendo. Like their games, I like their games. Not all of them, but I like their games. I like the Switch. I enjoy it. But I'm talking about fanboys. These are people that are the ride and die, the suck and tuck for Nintendo. They will nibble at the taint of Nintendo. These are the people that will literally have their, nipples twisted by Nintendo. There's no respect for themselves. Those are the fanboys. These are the subhuman people that are anti-gamer, anti-consumer, that will let a billion-dollar company walk over them like a doormat. These people are seething, upset, and they are desperately, I am telling you, I have seen some of the stupidest people, and they are, let's just say it, Nintendo fanboys are retarded. They are the dumbest gamers, and that's saying a lot because there's some dumb gamers. Like even Bungie has some dumb, dumb people in their community, but nothing is quite as stupid as the Nintendo fanboys. Not fans of Nintendo, fanboys. There's a difference. These people are like at the bottom of the totem of IQ. They are desperately trying to gaslight, desperately trying to make Palworld look worse. And the biggest thing that I have seen the past several days since it launched is this fucking whale. By the way, fuck Pokemon fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, for screwing up a surprise that I don't even know what the fuck that thing is, but I know it's a legendary in the game. Sorry, but you cannot tell me that they didn't base it off Kyogre. It legit gives off Kyogre, but make it different to fool you dumbasses. I don't understand how blind you have to be to think that this even relatively looks the same. It's a fucking whale. That's like saying every fish looks like a fish. Oh, you're just copying it. Well, it's a fucking fish. So again, people with low IQs and no intelligence thinking they copied this Kyogre, but make it different. What's wrong with that exactly? Kyogre is awesome. There's only one Kyogre, and there's only one brain cell in your head. But that's not even just that. They're reaching. They are reaching. Holy shit. These two look and act. So we got this guy saying, can they make a single original design, or can they all do is reheat nachos from other games? Which is funny because that's what Nintendo does. They literally reheat their own games and sell it for $20. I'm going to put that. It's ironic because that's exactly what Nintendo does reheat a 20-year-old game and sell it to you for 20. I had to do it. Holy shit. And so we got, these look nothing alike and act nothing alike. Stop coping, please. You really need to learn the difference between copying and inspiration. Okay, so another, I saw this in the trailer. I've yet to run this guy in the game. Oh, so they're a dragon, and the only thing relatively close to these guys is the wings? Okay. Other than that, other than being a dragon and having, you know, this has 3 splits on the wings. This has multiple. Okay, we're still waiting for. This is how retarded Nintendo fanboys are. You're telling me Palantheus doesn't look like Kyogre. The image has been edited to add Kyogre's large fins and markings to Pentaleus. Pentaleus' original design features antler-like horns and smaller fins. This person in Nintendo's community showing the whole world how desperate they are to get a win on Nintendo. Let me tell you right now, if you have to completely edit the thing that you are comparing to, like, Nintendo, it's not the same thing. You completely redid it's not even the same thing anymore. It's not even you literally just you took Kyogre and took Panthaleus's design on and put it like color scheme on top of it. It's not even that if you have to completely alter a design to compare it to another design, it's not the same thing. I get why Frick constantly clowns on Pokemon fans if they have to edit images to try and win their arguments. There is more in common between these two than in between the Pal and Kyogre. That's true. There is more commonality going on there. Just, man, imagine getting community noted because you're a dumbass. You're telling me they don't look the same, edits him to look like Kyogre. If you have it edited, that they don't look the same. Palworld derangement syndrome. Repost. I've never seen a reply be so wrong that it got community noted. How embarrassing you have to be. This also must be the dumbest person. That is the perfect example of a Nintendo fan. That's Kyogre. You stupid. No, I need to keep that so I could put it in the thumbnail. Holy shit. Oh. And then we have this Pokemon fans are not handling their defeat well. These posts are protected. I'm done. Whale, Orca, Kyogre, Palworld. You know what's funny? Whale and Orca? Yeah, there's a difference. One is an orca and one's a fucking whale. There is a difference in species, which is funny that your dumbass didn't understand that. Palworld has sold a reported 25 million units. Nintendo's Pokemon games are guaranteed hits. Yeah, I mean, if you look back, the older games did better than the new ones. I guarantee you the Scarlet and Violet blew this out of the water. Same with Fire Reef. Let's find out. Oops. Okay, I'm hitting the rock. How many copies did Nintendo sell for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Total sales only. Let's find out. While we're continuing on, Nintendo sues Pocket Pair, which is funny, files for patent during lawsuit. So the original comment is this. Pokemon doesn't have to do anything. LOL. It's the largest entertainment franchise. Get Gen 10 is coming out next year, and that'll be extremely successful. We'll see. Nintendo sues Pocket Pair, files the patent during the lawsuit, and attempts to retroactively sue them, tries to patent catching a creature in a ball, tries to patent riding creatures, tries to bankrupt studio through drawn out legal battles. That's a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, Nintendo's terrified. Don't let these stupid low IQ individuals try to gaslight you. Nintendo's doing all this because they're terrified of competition. Because if there's competition, that means they have to actually compete, which means they have to innovate and actually provide improvement to the individual, to the consumer. So anyone who's against Palworld is actually anti-consumer. They are anti-gamer because competition is always good. The more competition forces other developers to have to bring their A game and actually bring something that's worth it, which you're seeing all these layoffs, by the way. You're seeing all these layoffs from other studios because they're not able to compete. Whereas people are desperately trying to make Nintendo not have any competitors, so that doesn't happen. Pokemon sold 28.28 million copies worldwide as of March 30, 2026. Okay, so it did better than I thought. It's kind of crazy though. Like if you got to think about it, this is on a console only. It's not bad. Not bad. 28 million, but that's also it came out 4 years ago and with about the same sales for Palworld, and it's still 2 years behind. So it could actually surpass Scarlet and Violet. Let's see, what was the other comparison that they were making? Fire Red, Leaf Green. Let's find out. So how many sales has Nintendo had with the emulator version of Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch? I'm curious. I want to know. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, Nintendo didn't have to do anything. They didn't feel threatened by Palworld. Nintendo are suing Palworld creator Pocket Pair. Yeah, the moment, and it, by the way, it wasn't before they launched. It wasn't immediately after they launched. It was when they really started popping off with millions of sales. That's when Nintendo's like, no. And people start comparing and seeing how shitty Pokemon Violet and Scarlet was compared to Palworld. That's when they got defensive. They're like, you insult us. You're saying our things are shit. Yeah, they're shit. They're garbage. Over 4 million combined. Ooh, man, that's crazy. That's still pretty damn good for a stupid emulator. But just so we're all clear, that did not beat Palworld. So sucks to suck. You're already wrong, kiddo. What about ZA? I'm interested in ZA. Let's compare ZA sales. How many total sales has Pokemon ZA received? We got this one. Palworld achieved being the most played game on Steam twice already, laugh out loud, and outsold most Pokemon games in less than 2.5 years of being out, which is pretty true. Nintendo needs to put this on the Switch too. Drop your pride and do it already. Palworld is the only second most played Steam game currently. Pocket Pair is gonna die? Oh, is that like people from the Nintendo fan base saying that it's gonna die? Yeah, I'm sure the game that sold 40 million copies is hurting right now. Look at my profile. I wish I didn't. I'm moving along. That's one of those moments where I wish I didn't look at your profile. Pokemon ZA. Ooh! Sold 12.7 million units worldwide as of March. Ew, it sold like dog shit. Oh, yeah, this is dog shit. Ooh, dog shit. it came out. It's crazy that this came out in March and it was so forgettable. Holy shit. I didn't even play the DLC yet because it was so fucking awful. Yeah, this is dog shit. Holy dog shit. Yeah, Nintendo needs to fix their shit. We got Andy Lund, owner of Author Game Menu, I guess. Wait, lead for creators and streamers, Apex Legends, Destiny, and Discord. Interesting. We got Andy. I hope the industry finally stops learning all the wrong lessons from games like this. Early access means early opportunity to play and feedback, not a Kickstarter. Do strange things and listen to community feedback. Build what you believe is, not a trend. Celebrate your team and community. See, this is a perfect example, like compared to like Bungie, when you actually don't chase trends and you build something that's actually unique, that is something that you are passionate about. It shines through. Also, you should have made Marathon early access because that's what it feels like it is. I'm glad they're seeing success. It's great developers. They're excited. Palworld only got 700k players instead of 2 million. How will Pocket Pair survive? Slop World Shills. 500k is not more than 2 mil. Does he know that people who spent 2 million people, like that's, by the way, peak, all those people still have copies of Palworld and are probably playing? Like, again, you're right. Not having 2 million people on at the same time, it's definitely different. It doesn't hit the same. 100k versus 2 million. Yeah, you're right. But there's a difference from a brand new release versus like a second release. It's like if Marathon tried to release itself again, or in this case, Nintendo tried to release a emulator. They didn't get the numbers they thought they were gonna get. We got Paul Tassi. No more jokes. This is insane. Started last night and as addicting as ever. I like that there are real quests now. Less copy pasta dungeons, just very fun. Yeah, we need to do more dungeon hunting as we go through the main quest to level up our guys. That's going to be something we do today or tonight. And then last but not least, we're going to look at Paul's Lord Charizard. The Poke Bros are going to come at you. Cannot think of a group I am less scared of. Yeah, because the funny thing is, Poke Bros are literally they can't walk because they're so stupid that they have to roll on the ground. They literally roll. You can just see them rolling. Did you write a review, ZA? I'd love to read it. Man, I never did do a review for ZA. I'm so mad. I need to do like a poll to see how many people would enjoy retroactive reviews. Let's see what Paul has to say. First off, let's see view quotes first. Palworld fans, when you ask them to talk about the game without mentioning Pokemon, even when I was like 10, I was hoping we'd get a more action-based take on series, a big for its time world to explore, and no turn-based combat. It never came, not in the ways I wanted, not until Palworld 25 years later. So your brain can't handle turn-based combat. This is a perfect example of taking what someone says and completely changing the context of it. This is someone that sounds like they're a schizophrenic. You could be talking about how water's wet and they're like, so you don't like water? Motherfucker, that's not the same. We're not having the same conversation. Serious question. What was the last Pokemon game that had 95 positive player review, raring any site? Damn. Yeah, that's popping off. $299 is too expensive for the Nintendo Switch. I see Forbes and their journals are still bitter about how poorly this article is aged. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure the Nintendo sales have gone down. Let's just, I mean, their sales for their Pokemon games have gone down the shitter. Have Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 sales gone decreased since the raising of prices. So my conclusion after reading this is that you didn't really want a Pokemon game. You enjoyed the aesthetic, but you wanted something that played differently, which that's fine as far as I'm concerned. The headline is engineered to rile up fans and drive clicks, even though the article itself is a tad bit more nuanced. It's fine to enjoy both or prefer one heavily, but pretending they're directly competitors is clickbait part. No, so that's the problem, is that the Pokemon fanboys / Nintendo fanboys are trying to make like competition in general. This is a creature capture simulator, but it's also a survival game. It's very more, to be honest, to be fair, if we were to actually compare it to another game, it's more comparable to Ark Survivor because you can capture Pokemon, dinosaurs and ride them, and you have raids and all that other shit and boss fights and craft and make guns. It's literally more like, if we're being really, really, really logical here, outside of the fact that these look like Mons, you know, they're monsters and they're cartoony, it's more comparative to Ark Survival. But everyone, including the fanboys of Pokemon and Nintendo, are seeing this as an existential threat to their IP that they love. And listen, I love Pokemon. Hell, I have a TCG club that I'm doing for the summer. I love the idea of having something to compete with Pokemon to force it to actually be better than the dog shit we've gotten. Scarlet and Violet was a massive disappointment, and CA pissed me the fuck off that it was just a city simulator with random ass parks. Like, Jesus Christ, I feel like I could make a better Pokemon game than that. Yes, sales of both the original Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch have decreased, or expected to, following price increases, with the clear evidence for the Switch in Japan. Japan increased self-performed strong launch. Yes, we knew that it was pretty strong. In Japan, sales dropped sharply right after the price hike. Yeah, so people, again, they don't like to be honest. They don't like to be honest. They like to delude themselves. The prices went up and people didn't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck why is it so bright, bro? I had to download something for I swear. We're gonna have to bear with it. Jesus Christ. Yes, Palworld is better than Pokemon in many ways. Heading back to Palworld. Okay, I can't do this. Holy, I gotta pause the recording. I just had a midlife crisis, but we're back. Yay, we did it. We fixed this problem. Holy. Yes, Palworld is better than Pokemon in many ways. Heading back to Palworld after 2.5 years, I can definitely see where Nintendo's patent lawsuits have needled the game. You can't glide with Palworlds anymore, a concept apparently Nintendo owns and wants to keep to itself. That's stupid. There's some sort of stipulation that you can't throw a ball and have a battling creature come out of it. Now you just hold up your hand and they appear, which is fine. It's rather absurd. However, there is not just a legal conflict between Pokemon and Palworld, but rather fan base clashing as well. There is a contingent of fervent Pokemon fans who make their mission to try and take down Palworld. They're fucking failing, calling it a cheap knockoff of the series that inspired it. By the way, just a reminder, they're making themselves look absolutely retarded. So they're doing a disservice to the fans of Pokemon. And anyone who's a true fan of Pokemon, including myself, which is why I'm doing it, you should say, stop being a retard. Shut the fuck up. Claiming that outright plagiarized the original, in some cases saying it looks like slop. A more common phrase now from 2.5 years earlier. Palworld is not the most polished game in the world and has certainly taken up ideas from a host of games, not just Pokemon, which of course does not own battling and catching monsters, not yet anyway, but you certainly see echoes of Breath of the Wild as well as its open world. If he doesn't mention Ark Survival, I'm going to be pissed. None of this, however, takes away from the fact that Palworld is a fundamentally fun game and is hardly the first title to borrow from other big industry leaders. It has combined a number of systems under its own banner to create something unique. And if it was just a bad clone, well, we wouldn't be here, would we? Through all this, we have to keep in mind that Nintendo is a monster company with one of the biggest IPs of all time, and Palworld doesn't have a fraction of its cash. Yet, it's doing all this, creating a game that is almost, if not frequently, more engaging. There's a line I've heard out there that if you truly think Palworld is better than Pokemon, you have nostalgia glasses on and you haven't played for generations now. You're thinking only about the bare bones games from ages ago. No, I played the old versions and I played the new versions. I would rather play the bare bones Pokemon. And I'm going to say this. I would rather play the classic Pokemon than the new slop. I'm going to be honest. Give me the old classics. Like fan games are fantastic because you get that nostalgia of the classics and the enjoyment. The new stuff is just bare bone ass cheeks. I did play those, but what I do remember is eagerly looking forward to seeing how the series would evolve from there. Even when I was like 10, I was just hoping we'd get more action-based take on the series, a big for its time world to explore, and no turn-based combat. It never came, not in the ways I wanted, not until Palworld 25 years later. The combination of survival mechanics, base building, live combat against pals and humans alike, world exploration and secret finding, breeding and min-maxing, and playing the same world with friends all adds to a tremendous experience, which is why so many people have logged in for Palworld 1.0. Game Freak has not innovated at nearly the pace it should over all these years. This isn't to say Pokemon is crashing and selling terribly. No, it is. It's selling worse. You know, Nintendo's going down in sales for their consoles. It is. ZA is sold like dog shit so far. I don't see it improving with the price increase that's going on with consoles. It's selling like dog shit. Pokemon, it's not a terrible series by any means, but Palworld is not a terrible game either. Both can coexist, but yes, Palworld certainly has some advantages, expanding the genre more than Pokemon has in a long time. And that's true. Nintendo has become lazy, become complacent, and they're doing the bare minimum to advance because the fanboys, not the fans of, fanboys eat shit and are okay about it. They don't push the status quo. And so that's why you get dog shit. But yeah, this isn't like a marathon situation where the wider gaming audience is against Palworld. The wider gaming audience loves Palworld, and Nintendo fans are just making themselves look like complete jackasses. Like they are literally making themselves look like the dumbest gamers that ever existed. Like truly, this is the lowest IQ of a community that exists. And that's saying things because we have League of Legends I've heard a lot of stuff about, and Bungie. Yeah, but the Bungie community, there's a lot of low IQs there. Listen, the game's great. Enjoy the game. If this forces a fire under Nintendo's ass, then that's great because that means people who are fans and people who are fanboys of Nintendo and Pokemon, you will reap the benefits of Nintendo being forced to improve the quality of games. Who would have thought? But again, these are low IQ people who can't even think about that. They're just desperate to defend the billion-dollar company. Please put your dick in my mouth because Nintendo, I can't use my mind. Anyways, I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Huzzah.